What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So if you don't know already, my name's Ian, and in my last video I installed some HKS Hipermax coilovers on my Mark IV Supra. So these coilovers from the factory, they come a little bit modest in settings. You know, it's set up for like daily driving and highway cruising and etc. And you know, it's all right on the back roads. So I wasn't really feeling it that much. So what I did was I increased the preload by 6 turns, so there's more pressure on the spring. And then I lowered the entire shock downward by 8 turns. So this is how it's sitting. It's still a little bit high. I'm sure you guys would probably want to lower it, but then again, I'm on stock wheels and I'm gonna make adjustments when I get some fresh wheels on this, hopefully in a month or so. I did get some new tires for the back. Got some Toyo R1Rs. And I'm very impressed. These tires grip like crazy. So anyways, so for today's video, I'm gonna take the car on the back roads and I'm gonna show you guys how it feels and explain the Hipermax S, because it's significantly different from what I expected when I first drove the car on the factory settings compared to it is now. I mean, this thing is like night and day. So now I'm actually enjoying it on the back roads. So let's go hit those back roads. Turning is pretty precise. Mind you, I haven't got an alignment yet, so it's a little bit towed out in the front. Probably helping with turning, actually. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. These new tires are keeping my rear end completely planted on the street. My old tires, I can feel it sliding on turns. But yeah, this feels planted. Front tires can be better. I do not like these BH Goodrich up front. I got the Toyo R1Rs in the back. Grip than I thought in the front ends. So it's a cloudy day today, so there isn't a lot of heat on the street, unfortunately. The times that I have taken this car out on some hot days, it's been a lot of grip, but I was trying to dial in the suspension at the time. I wish I had recorded that too. So the settings that I have it at, it is a little bit bumpy when just cruising, and on the highway it is a bit bumpy too. But you know, once I soften up the dampening more, it's pretty good. It's still a little bit bouncier than you know, the factory settings again, but I set this up for the back roads, and I am impressed. On the beginning of the turn, it's pretty precise going right in. You don't feel any roll, you don't feel any like hesitation going in, and then midway through the turn. And I think this might be mostly, I don't think it's a coilover thing, I think it's because my tires are so different. It feels like my front tires start to roll over. I mean, I'm running a 255 up front on the stock 17 by 8. So yeah, some big tires that came with the car. It's some old tires at this point. They still have some life on them, but you know, I turn in, it feels precise and sharp. About halfway into the turn, I feel the front end start to kind of roll. I have to turn in a little bit more because of that. My back tires are planted. However, the body roll, it's very consistent. You know, it's like you feel a slight amount of body roll in the turn. Midway, it doesn't change too much. And then out of the turn, when it starts to stabilize and the car comes up to be flat again, it's pretty precise, especially in like a slalom type of turn where you go left, right, etc. You'll notice, like if you go with the same settings that I'm going to go with, or that I have, you'll notice that, you know, it kind of has a very consistent flow in between the turns. And yeah, you're going to have some body roll. You know, these are Hypermax S. They're not, you know, top of the line designed for like circuit racing. So when you're taking turns with these street set of coilovers, I mean, there's still some very good spring rates. You're going to have some body roll, but even then, I am very impressed on the way this thing takes turns. It's extremely stable, it's predictable, which is, I think, the most important thing, is making sure that it stays the same consistency when you're going from turn to turn. The rebound on the shock is also really smooth. And I noticed, you know, I've taken these back roads fairly aggressively. I mean, I'm not at the circuit where I'm taking turn over and over and over again. So I'm not seeing the fluid being extra hot, or, you know, having to need an external reservoir. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing that because I'm not going to be circuit racing this car. But the back roads, I'm telling you, this is a great purchase. Just wanted to give a big shout out to Andreas for giving me the city lights. He's got a custom setup, so shout out to Andreas. Basically, he's got the turn signal lights as city lights when you go from Series 1 to Series 2 headlights, but you want to keep the original side markers from Series 1. Damn, that looks so sick. It's probably louder on camera than it is inside the car. Like even small gravel bumps like that, I don't know how loud that is on camera. It's really not that loud inside the car. But then again, my exhaust and my transmission are so freaking loud, I probably can't hear the difference. But yeah, so small bumps, you're gonna feel it. You can lower the spring, or you can lower the shock adjustment to the softer setting if you want to. Right in the dead center was perfect for me. You know, not too much bounciness on the highway, and stiff enough, and very consistent rebound rate when I'm on the back roads. Now, I'm sure I could jump out of the car and stiffen up all the shocks and see how it'll do. And you know, it wasn't bad when I did it. That's exactly what I did the first time I ran it like this. But I noticed that the back end was a little bit too stiff. I noticed on a lot of the turns, like, it felt like the rear wanted to slide out, and I was almost like drifting some of these corners at that point. Especially when I had the tires before. I didn't have the Toyo R1Rs. I had the BF Goodrich tires on the back. Which, you know, if you like BF Goodrich, you know, that's good on you, but I wasn't feeling it. I didn't like those tires at all. And the ones up front, this is proving, I mean, it's like 65 degrees out, and I noticed like my front tires are still losing traction. Enjoyed that review video. So any recap, any questions, any information you want, just let me know down in the comments. So like I said before, the settings that I set up, it's actually going to be 8 turns of the coil pressure to pressurize the spring. So that's the preload, 8 turns up, and then the shock is 6 turns down. I'm not sure if I said that the right way at the beginning of the video. You might as well just mess around or just keep it stock and drive it around like that from the factory settings to see if you like it like that. Preferably, you know, that was more of a cruiser type of setup. it wasn't aggressive enough for the back roads. The car had way too much body roll and I was bottoming out and stuff. So with my settings right now, with the shock set at the medium, I think 16 clicks, it's perfect, taking those corners. And right now, the front tires are actually what's holding me back. I feel like in that turn-in, they're starting to lose grip before the rear tires, which gets kind of sketchy. But so, you know, some of those turns I had to slow down, kind of entering a little bit more than I usually would in a different car, or if I had, you know, the confidence of that I do with the back tires, if I had that same confidence for the front tires. Now, as for the bounciness, the car is a little bit still bouncy. You know, I think I'm gonna soften off the damper as much as possible and take it on the highway, and then, you know, mention it in my next video to see whether or not it makes a big difference. It's not like crazy, you know, the car's still comfortable. It's a Supra, it's got nice leather seats. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions once again, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And I appreciate you all watching till the end. Apologies for all the late, you know, posting and late videos. I haven't been on social media and stuff much. I got a lot going on in my personal life, so unfortunately, you know, life happens. So I do want to make more YouTube videos, so hopefully you guys can see some more content from me soon, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.